I think what's amazing about the Perkins and Will office culture is that it's inclusive, but there are so many layers to that. Um, we are very active in women in design to bring women in leadership up, not only as designers but as professionals and leaders that can have a voice at the decision table. For us, that's really important. But to create a culture that is thriving, there is more than that. There is this notion that you are engaged with interesting work and engaged with each other and into each other things and doing activities that are just beyond the work.
The type of person who succeeds at Perkins and Will is somebody who really is self-motivated and has an entrepreneurial spirit. I think if you have an idea or you want to start an initiative, Perkins and Will is really great at kind of embracing that and really empowering you to kind of go forward. They have programs like the Innovation Incubator, which is essentially a startup within a corporation, and that if you have if you're really interested in mixed reality or engaging the community in a different way with our practice, you're able to really kind of create your own brief and then propose it in front of a committee, and that committee will select you. And if you do, you're able to really push forward with it with company time and company money. I guess it's the type of student that really succeeds is one who really wants it. It's really self-motivated, confident, able to really rise above.
So one of the things that is really unique, I think, about Perkins and Will is the motivation toward research here. It's a part of graduate school that I really enjoyed, was the opportunity to do really interesting research with really smart people. And it's a very similar environment here. It's a big part of how Perkins and Will places itself in society and in the industry, with topics of interest that are not necessarily traditionally architectural, but you can really pursue interests that maybe you started to latch onto while you were an undergrad or grad school, and take it to another level with people who share those desires and interests.
So one of the things I wish I was told when I graduated was that it's always okay to ask questions and try as many things as you want to try so that you can figure out what's really the best fit for you and your career and where you want to go, and that it's okay to make mistakes, and maybe you'll go down the wrong road with something, but you can always switch and try something new, and that's the only way you'll probably figure out what makes you happiest with your career. Yeah, I think it's, people say you can take an architecture degree many different ways, but most people do go to a firm, and I think that's, firms are great. There's so many different ways different types of firms you can try, large and small firms. For me specifically, I worked at a firm that was under 10 people for my first 5 years of my career, and then switched to Perkins Will, which is over 100 people in Boston and globally a lot larger. And it's a great contrast to figure out what pros and cons different types of firms can have. And then there's also just people who decide that maybe architecture, even though you go to architecture school, that's not what you want to do, and there's different ways you can take that career. You could go to the owner side, the developer side. A lot of people also, there's more of these VR and related to technology, and there's a lot of different development there that I know nothing of, but you guys may know more of. So there's just different ways that you can try to think of your career, and you've decided that architecture isn't exactly what you want to do in a firm.
Another aspect of the culture of Perkins and Will that I think is really important is we have a mission about social responsibility, and 1% of our profit goes to social responsible projects. In fact, you turn our card and it says ideas and buildings for the broader goals of society. So when Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, a lot of the leadership in principals and other people that were either Puerto Rican or Puerto Rican descent or had ties to the island wrote an email to the CEO and said, what can we do there? And he said, if you want to do fundraising, immediate relief, you can do that by office. I'm not going to get in the way. But if you want to do something else, it's not going to be a band-aid. It's going to be something of long term. And he essentially said, I will support something of consequence. So that something of consequence has now evolved into a platform, a transdisciplinary platform where we're pulling other industry companies that we work with nationally and globally and this platform provides pro bono services to communities and community leaders in the island. So in that kind of idea of a platform, what is powerful is you can reach experts from all different kinds of practice areas and provide that service in a very targeted way. So we're very excited about that, and we're launching that through the nonprofit organization that Perkins and Will has, which is called arearesearch.org. So the platform will be run out of that